As you sow, so shall ye reap. All right, now we can begin. So, today we will be discussing As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. So, it's actually really exciting, dude. This is book one of the university, and there's a reason why I started with this one. And that is because if you're going to be successful in this university, it's very important that we get your mind right. We get your thoughts right. And what you're going to find in the totality of this book is, as you think, so you are. Your thoughts determine your actions determine your results. It's in the success cycle. And I know this is a different book, but once upon a time I was in Barcelona and I drew this. And it is the success cycle. And it goes belief, potential, action, results, over time, until. So it starts with belief. As in, if you believe something's gonna work, you'll tap into a little bit of your potential, you'll take some action, you'll get some results. And what that will do, it'll reinforce your belief to the point where you'll tap into, if your belief goes up, you'll tap into more of your potential, which we all know conceptually is limitless. And then you'll take even greater action, and then you'll get even greater results to the point where you'll say, see, I told you it was gonna work. But we don't do that. Usually we go in with a shitty belief. Yeah, I'll try it, but it's probably not gonna work out. How much potential do you think you're gonna tap into? What results do you think you're gonna get? What action do you think you're gonna fucking take? You're gonna take shitty action, you're gonna get lousy results. What is that gonna do to your belief? See, I told you it wasn't gonna work. You'll take inaction to satisfy your bullshit belief system that you went into your endeavor preemptively. We're not gonna do that because we're gonna be very cognizant of our thoughts. In this lecture, I'm gonna ask you things that you probably haven't posed to yourself before, or at least haven't thought about in some time. And because of the simplicity of these questions, people overlook them. And people don't have the humility to view their circumstances and their conditions of their life with the very base that you are where you fucking deserve to be. Because they're too arrogant to take a small step that they deem themselves too good to take. I see it all the time when I'll train clients. They'll have these audacious goals. I want to lose 100 pounds. Why don't we start with 1? No, I don't care about that. It's like, if you can't fucking do 1, if you can't lay 1 brick, how are we gonna build the wall? If you can't take 1 step, how are we gonna take 1,000, right? People are so brutally arrogant. And I'll experience it all the time where in the fitness industry, they'll come to me with their problem. I will tell them the solution, and they'll tell me how they're gonna do it anyway. And it's like, if your actions and by your thoughts have gotten you the results that you are in now, why would you continuing to do them? How could that possibly result in any other result than the perpetual failure of circumstances that you currently reside in? How? Isn't the definition of psychotic behavior doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? How do we become something we've never been before? By doing something we've never done before. By catching ourselves of our fucking patterns and our thoughts. That's the start of the book, As a Man Thinketh. So, I took a ton of notes. Ton of notes. But we're gonna have actionables. Because my goal with this university is to take all of these golden books, because it's an education problem that we need to bridge. When I say anyone can escape the rat life, that we can all make it, that it starts with belief and the courage to pursue, it's an education problem. As in the modern day university that enslaves you to a perpetual life of slavery in debt, condemns you to the rat life, condemns you to a life of slavery. Ratlife University will be the key to your escape. By giving you books like this, that has so much fucking gold in it, and what I'm going to be doing as your professor is extracting the gold and then giving it to you. Giving it to everyone for free. It's an education problem. If we can bridge that gap, we can all live free forever. Do you understand? All right. So I wanted to start, and I'm going to go over some quotes that I found in the book, and then I'm going to say my thoughts on it. And it says, "He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass." And I put, "Stop thinking about the life you do not want to have." As in, your circumstances are predicated by the quality of your thoughts, period. And so if you constantly think about the lack, what you don't want in your life, what you hate, what you know, all the negative, that's what's missing, all that you're ungrateful for, what by law do you think you're attracting into your life? You're attracting all the things you don't want, right? So it's very important that you begin to write a new script in your software. Begin to invite the idea, what would my dream life look like? What would I like to have? What woman do I want? What car would I like to drive? What home would I like to live in? Most people have never even defined their dream life because they don't believe it's attainable. Because they don't believe in themselves. Because their self-trust system and self-confidence is so low. And all confidence is a self-trust system. Confidence is, I trust me. I have a plethora archive, a history of me keeping all of these small little promises to myself that check the box, promise kept, promise kept, promise kept, promise kept, confidence goes up. Self-image goes up. Self-respect, self-love, self-everything, up, up, up. To the point where you can look at yourself in the mirror, say something, and know, yes, because I said it, I'm going to do it because I trust me. So, with a lot of people, your self-confidence is in the gutter, your self-respect, your self-image, your self-love, by the shitty quality of your thoughts, by your internal dialogue, by all of the promises unkept, by you looking in the mirror with mistrust because of all the neglect, because of the poor internal dialogue of how you speak about yourself. Do you compliment yourself? Do you practice self-love? Do you treat yourself as if you're someone you're in the care for? I doubt it. If you spoke to me the way you speak about yourself to yourself, would you and I be friends? Probably not, right? So, controlling your focus, controlling your thoughts. If we can, and it starts with the belief, because if we can, even if it's a lie, even if you have to lie to yourself at the start, you'll tap into enough of your potential, you'll take some action, you'll get some results. The day that the lie takes roots and you believe the lie is the day that is truth. As you think, so you are. As you believe, so it is. That's the premise of the book. So I wrote different ways that you can control your focus and your thoughts because we live in a world of everyone trying to grab your attention, right? Of social media, of dating apps, of degeneracy, of idiots. There's certain ways that you can manipulate and curate your reality. Number one is your phone screen. Ed Milet posted about this in an interview. You check your phone over 400 times a day. As in, you're harnessing the power of your reticular activating system through what you focus on. As in, you look at your phone screen over 400 times a day. So if you were to look at something like your dream life, like your dream woman that you want, like the number one goal that you have, like a screenshot of your list of goals, and you constantly refocus, course correct on your journey, on your path, it'll constantly, in a world where everyone's trying to take your fucking focus, it'll constantly align it back on track, back on the path. To the point where you'll find yourself catching yourself when you start to slip, when you start to forget your why you decided to embark on this journey. And when the why gets fuzzy, the how and the price to pay get very daunting. As in, when your why is incredibly clear, then the price to pay is so small and so easy because of that contrast. But when you forget why you're doing it, it's why in the book Man's Search for Meaning, which I actually have right here, but we're going to go over it in a different lecture, it was a story of a man who survived 4 Nazi concentration camps, and he came out of it with a sense of joy and fulfillment. And when asked about it, because he was a psychiatrist, he said, "He who bears a strong enough why can endure nearly any how." As in when the price, when the why is so fucking clear, your destination, your target, your goal, your dream and ambition, the price to pay is so fucking easy. You're willing to put in that necessary down payment, to forego short-term gratification for a long-term payout, dude, for a long-term success, right? So the phone screen is an incredibly powerful tool in that, shifting your focus, controlling your thoughts. Written goals, another one. I have them all over my wall. I have them in my apartment, in these journals, in the notes on my phone. I'm constantly iterating and auditing and measuring my goals. Because imagine you are the architect of your life, right? You're the master, captain of your sea, master of your sail, what the terminology is. And you're trying to get to a destination that you have not defined. How the fuck are we going to get there? How do we get to an end location on a GPS that we have not defined? You can't. If you do not know where it is that you're trying to get to, not only can we not get there, you don't give yourself the gift of direction. How can I point and aim towards a target I cannot see? Okay. And that sounds so ridiculous, but the reality of it is most people don't have fucking written goals down. They don't even have their own goals written down. They don't know what it is that they want. And they are very general, which is a huge mistake. When they'll say things like, I want more money. Terrible. Here's $1. Are you happy? Well, no. That's weird. I gave you exactly what you said you wanted. The importance of specificity is huge because number one, we get direction. Because you can't get to your destination overnight. This is a quote by Jim Rohn. But what you can do is you can adjust your direction, the sail, anytime. You can choose to start a new day and say, fuck this past 6 years, I'm going this way. Fuck these people I used to hang out with, I'm going this way. Fuck surrounding myself with the drug addicts, the alcoholics, the fucking losers, I'm going this way, right? And when you have that level of resolve, there's another quote by Jim Rohn. It's as if time and the fates conspire, as if to say, we best step aside, for we are powerless against this kind of resolve. That's the importance of written goals. Give yourself the gift of a destination, of direction, of making the why so clear that the how, the price to pay, is so easy, that you're so willing to do it. I'm willing to sacrifice today for the promise of this incredible tomorrow. All right. Alarm label. I have someone's name written on my 3 a.m. alarm. Because if I ever feel the T word, which we're going to discuss, a word that is forbidden from the vernacular, the vocabulary of any one of my fucking students, is I look at that person's name and I just, boom, I'm up. How weird. How weird that when your why is crystal fucking clear and you're on your purpose and your mission and you have that urgency and that fire and that drive and that focus and that clarity, dude, there is no such thing as I'm too Tired. That's bullshit. And we're going to discuss in this lecture the power of I am and the treachery of someone else. It's a curse when someone says you are, because no one knows how fucking powerful identity is. So next, leagues. I put a story. When I could have been a freshman year at UCLA, freshman or sophomore year, and my oldest brother, Sam, he gave me a call. And there was a woman who I liked, had a crush on, and I said, she's out of my league. And my brother, he corrected me. Or he might have been visiting my campus in person, I don't remember. And he said, there's no such thing as leagues. He said, when you understand that, you can have anyone. And it is so true. It is so true. Any person who you think is way plethora, whatever fucking pedestal that you've put them on, however many followers that they have, trust me, dude, they're a fucking person. No better, no worse than you. And when you understand that no human being is better than another human being, absent the pedestal that you've put underneath them, you'll come to realize there is no such thing as leagues. As you think, so you are. If you feel and believe you're worthy and deserving of this person, you are. If you believe this person is superior to you, they are. And I saw a great quote, and it said, if you treat me like a celebrity, I'm going to treat you like a fan. You have to. You have to. But if you go into, for example, in dating, when you're conversing with someone, as if they're your equal, they are. It's all perceived value. As you think, so you are, right? Even if it's a lie, even if you have to fake that confidence, people don't know, dude. People don't know, especially if you meet someone for the first time, they don't know your introvertness. They don't know your lack of confidence. They just know what you present. They just know how you show up, what you convey. So there's no such thing as leagues. Don't let anyone fucking tell you otherwise. All right, next. When you plant an apple seed, this is very important because it's the power of the law of reaping and sowing. As you sow, so shall ye reap, right? When you plant an apple seed, you can't get a cherry. You can't get a fucking cherry tree, an orange tree, a banana tree, pineapple tree, coconut tree. No, that's weird. What do you get? You get a fucking apple tree. By law, whatever it is, the seeds that you sow, that's what you get out. That's why I love the gym. It is the fairest form of society. You get out not a fucking inch, not a dollar, not a muscle fiber more than the work that you put in, right? Not to talk about steroids, but the work that you put in is what you get out. I love it. You can't fucking inherit it, genetics aside. You can't sustain it unless you do continue to maintain it, unless you continue to work at it. It's not something that can be bought. It's not something that can be gifted. You have to. It's the fairest form of society. That's why people admire and respect someone with a well-built physique, because it's not the body. It's the virtues that the body exalts and shouts. It is someone with work ethic, someone with discipline, with patience, with heart, knows how to be alone, how to overcome failure, perseverance. Those qualities are so admirable because they translate into every other aspect of your life. Someone who's willing to work so hard, to go all in, to invite that much level of stress and adversity into their life, they're probably going to put more effort into their business. They probably put more effort into their relationship versus the fat sloth, right? So whatever you plant, if you plant good thoughts, if you do good actions, by universal law, that is what you'll get out of your life. And it's very important, and this was a humbling realization that I came from rereading this book in preparation for this lecture, is you can have honest actions, right? Honest thoughts, plant good seeds, but have corrupting vices that will self-sabotage your work, right? And whatever your vices are, my vices in the past have been women, my vices have been drugs, my vices have been surrounding myself with fucking losers, right? And as a result, I would try to go up here mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, and by my own vices, even though I had good intentions, good heart, good character, I would be brought back down to where I mentally began. That is the importance of cutting the fucking weeds out of your garden, right? To stand guardway at the doorway of your mind. It's very important that you control your environment. You control and curate your reality. That you're very careful of who you allow to influence you, who you allow to invite into your home. So, if you plant an apple seed, you get apples. All right? As you sow, so shall you reap. Plant good thoughts, good actions, good deeds. Every effort counts. It all adds up. Everything. And if you have thoughts of a lack of gratitude, of despise, of hate, of envy, what the fuck do you think you're going to attract into your life, right? But if you have the thoughts, if you plant the thought seed of good, of love, of presence, of harmony, of gratitude, of generosity, what do you think in abundance you will attract and magnetize into your life, all right? So this is a quote from the book I wanted to share. Every thought seed sown or allowed to fall into the mind and to take root there produces its own blossoming sooner or later into act and bearing its own fruitage of opportunity or circumstance. That's the importance of that quote by Jim Rohn. Stand guard at the doorway of your mind, because it's not by your own thoughts. It's by the thoughts that other people might impose on you too. And we'll go over that in a second. And there's another quote, it's in the book, The 48 Laws of Power, which I don't have in front of me. I allow manipulation from my enemies to see where they want me to go. And I use my mind to break the trap and punish the perpetrator. Now we're going to talk about COVID and and I want you guys to start to question your life. Start to question your belief systems. Start to question why you're seeing things on social media, or that nobody fucking does this. And everybody takes things at face value. They say stupid shit like it is what it is, right? And just begin to fucking think for yourself and ask yourself some things. Like, why during the COVID bullshit did they censor an entire side of an argument on every social media platform? Why is it that everything that was posted against it was deemed as fact-checked? This is fake. This is bullshit. This has been fact-checked. It's weird. The way tyranny stands is through censorship of the entire other narrative. So you only have one side to purport. That's what the Germans did in World War II. And that's what we're doing now. If you silence the other side and you only purport this, you project a false reality, right? And there were certain questions that I asked myself, because I bought into the 2-week, curve bullshit. Let's, whatever to the curve. But when they used my freedom given to me by God of traveling, of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as the reward for getting vaccinated, I said, go fuck yourself. It's a principle issue at that point. As in, you're going to give me my unalienable rights written in the Constitution, that amongst which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? You're going to give those back to me if I'll do this. You're going to give me what's already should be mine. Fuck you. And I met so many travelers, and I met so many people who just do it, it's so easy, in that same rhetoric, the fucking sheep of the world. And I said, it's a principle thing. If they can get you to do this, what is stopping them from coming out with another bullshit scheme for you to dance to, right? The marionette, the fucking puppeteer. What is stopping them from doing this bullshit again? At a certain point, you have to say enough. At a certain point, someone has to say, go fuck yourself, right? And I saw friends, and I saw family, and I saw everyone I know buy into this bullshit, and they were manipulated by fear, because they allowed manipulation from their enemies, but they did not use their mind to break the trap and punish the perpetrator. This is the fucking importance of your thoughts. It's the importance of thinking critically. It's the importance of asking yourself questions, questioning your belief system, right? Why do they want me conforming? Why do they want me docile? Why do they want me stupid? Why in universities do they want me financially illiterate? Why? Why don't they teach you financial literacy in college? Why don't they teach you about taxes? Why don't they teach you about anything to get out of slavery? Because they want you as a fucking slave, a good docile slave, a cog in a wheel, who pays their taxes, who does as they're told, who doesn't ask questions, doesn't make too much noise, and will give you a great retirement. They'll sell you on the vacation when you're 65, right? You're going to slave away for 40 years at a job you hate, working for necessity until you die, unless you wake the fuck up. So, stand guard way at the doorway of your mind, guys. Very important, all right? Can we get that? All right. Good thoughts, good fruit. Bad thoughts, bad fruit. It is that fucking simple. All right. Statistic of proximity. I saw a video that if you are in a 25-foot radius of a high performer, your performance will go up by 15%. Just by being in the fucking room with them, your performance, you'll level up, right? The same is in reverse. If you are in proximity of a fucking loser, your performance, your earnings, your everything will go down by 30%. This is the importance of your environment. This is the importance of you curating your reality. I surrounded myself with fucking losers for the longest time. No longer. I would rather pay a premium to live in my own apartment, right, than rent a room being surrounded by fucking idiots and losers and prostitutes and drug addicts and alcoholics, right, of negative people, of people who talk about bullshit and gossip and drama and the news. Get fucked, right? How I would be so delusional, and I was for the longest time, to think that that environmental influence is not going to bleed into me, into my ambition, my sight, my purpose, my mission, my work ethic, my drive, right? And it's incredibly fucking selfish. And the reason is, if I could be giving this much, and by the decision of where I'm living and circumstances, I'm in a position to where I'm only able to give this much because I'm surrounded by all this fucking garbage. How selfish is that to the people I say I care about? When I could be giving the people I say I love this, and by my own fucking cowardice, because I'm too afraid to tell these people, friends or family, to go fuck yourself, I'm only giving them this, how can I say I actually care and love those people? No, you're a pussy. You're selfish. Because if you actually loved them, if you actually cared about them, you'd rid yourself of this fucking toxicity, of these weeds. You would understand that by you becoming more, you have more to give others. This isn't about you. It's not your ability to, it's your fucking responsibility to. It's in the book, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. If, not to jump ahead in class, but if they have the Statue of Liberty on the East Coast, they should have the Statue of Responsibility on the West. Next is the tennis example. When you only get better by competing against people who are better than you. And so that's the statistic of proximity. When I would play tennis in high school on varsity, I'm just kidding, I would only get better by playing against better players because they force you to work harder. They force you to run faster. They force you to be sharper. They force you to be, have a stronger forehand, backhand, whatever. You have to be on just to stay on the court, just to compete. It's the same thing in business and relationships. It's why they say sit in the front of the class. If you surround yourself with people who have high energy, high work ethic, who are disciplined, who are consistent, if that is your reality, to just stay in that group, you have to level up just in order to fucking compete, just to stay on the court, right? That's why it's important to put yourself in these uncomfortable environments where you are the novice, right? Where you don't know everything. That's why they say if you're the smartest person in the room, find a new fucking room, dude. Because what you're doing is you're limiting yourself of your growth, right? Which is, it's very comfortable. The comfort zone's a great place, right? But nothing grows there, right? Have the courage, right? To step into the arena, to not be a fucking critic of life. As you sow, so shall ye reap, all right? It's very important. And I saw a good quote, it's from the movie Kingsman. He said, "There is no nobility in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self." And that's the whole quest of this university, in closing the gap of who you are and the potential of who you can be, is it starts with those beautiful and pure thoughts, right? It starts with no longer self-sabotaging who you are or the potential of who you can be. It's starting to plant these seeds of belief. It's possible. I can escape the fucking rat life. I can make it. And as you see something, so you believe it. For example, when Roger Bannister, the first man ever to run the sub 4-minute mile, did it, it had never been done for years and years and years and years. And then all of a sudden he did it, and then all of a sudden a ton of people did it. Why? Did people become genetically superior overnight, right? To be able to do that? Fuck no. They saw that it was possible, and so they believed it was possible. And so as you think, so you are, right? And the importance of this is this. If you believe it is not possible, if you believe you cannot escape the rat life, if you believe that you're not going to make it, if you believe that your dream life will always be a dream, it will. But if you believe it's possible, that's why I say in the Ratlife, the mantra of Ratlife, it starts with belief. and the courage to pursue. If you believe it's possible, it is. If you believe it's not, it's not. If you believe you're gonna fucking make it, you will. You have to have two things. You have to have belief and the courage to pursue. If you have those two things, you will escape your rat life and you will make it. And like Roger Bannister, I am going to be the proof of that. Through the course of this journey, of this quest, of rat life, you will see me in real time escape the rat life, right? Of making it, which you never do. And I've shared this with a couple people when I say we're all gonna make it. But every time, think about it, every time you get to a peak, your sight, you can now see further. So there's always a new peak, right? Once you've accomplished this goal, now you know what you're capable of. Now you see a target and that you can now reach. And life in its purest beauty is just the pursuit of your potential, dude. That's why they say it's not the destination, it's the journey. Because once you reach whatever destination, there's a new one. It's enjoying the passing of time through the progression of your noble and heroic and courageous pursuit. So, your thoughts imprison you or they free you. And it starts with you asking yourself those questions. Who has your best interest at heart, right? Who has your best interest at heart? And it's not the negativity of your family. It's not the negativity of your friends. It's not the gossip, the news, the drama, the bullshit, right? Is if you do not control your environment, which is in the everything that you consume, the content that you watch on Instagram or on TikTok, the flooding of the fucking dopamine from you scrolling, the news that you listen to, the negativity from your coworkers, the garbage, right? If you don't stand fucking guardway at the doorway of your mind, in what reality will that not bleed into you and your life and your work ethic and your drive and motivation and passion and excitement to fucking win the day? It's gonna kill it, man. It's gonna kill that drive and that dream, right? And then people like to project their insecurity, their fear, their bullshit onto you by saying things like, be careful, or what about this, or what if this happens, or this. They like to project all of their limiting beliefs and all of the hurdles that is the reason for their inaction. And so it's very important, and why people hate it when you don't have the how figured out, and they hate that answer. How are you gonna do this? How are you gonna do this? Like, I don't know, but I'm gonna do it. And they hate that answer. And the reason is because what it is your courageous pursuits of your potential, right? Of your nobility. It's a spotlight. All you are is a mirror shining down on their missed opportunity. It's a quote from Greg Plitt. As in, they see where you are, they see that you both started at the same place, and they see where you're headed, and they see that you have the courage to pursue, and they are forced to look in the fucking mirror knowing that they lack that courage, that they're filled with that cowardice of inaction. And so it's very important that you, again, stand guardway and understand that the critics, you'll never be criticized by somebody doing more than you, ever. The only criticism you will ever receive is by someone doing less. Someone operating on it's in the book, The 10X Rule, one of the lesser levels of action threshold. So, again, your thoughts imprison you or free you, right? Have the humility and courage to look at your situation honestly, where you are, for what it is. Don't see it as better than it is. Don't see it as worse than it is. Don't shit on yourself for past mistakes. It's a fucking new day, right? And the importance of that in terms of freeing yourself is until you look the beast in the eye, right? Until you see your situation for what it is, and until you accept full fucking ownership for how you got there, which is your fault, because you choose the environment. You choose the friends you speak with. You choose the family members you don't tell to fuck off. You choose the home you live in. You choose all of it. Because I could have stayed in that prostitute and drug and alcoholic ridden fucking hostel. I chose to live in my car. I said, fuck this. I would rather be alone, or else I'm gonna not die, but my spirit is gonna fucking die if I stay here another day. Fuck this, right? I decided to do something about it, to curate my reality, right? And by living in a car for 93 fucking days, dude, don't tell me it's not possible. Don't tell me that you can't, I have to live where I live. I have to be in contact with my shitty ex. I have to be in this relationship filled with sexual, physical, verbal, emotional abuse. Bullshit, you're a pussy, right? Take some fucking action, take some ownership, take charge of your fucking one life. So, another quote from the book. The man who does not shrink from self-crucifixion can never fail to accomplish the object upon which his heart is set. I love that so much. If you have the courage to pursue and you quit self-sabotaging your journey, your path, you can never fail to accomplish the object upon which your heart is set. It's as if time and the fates conspire, as if to say, we are powerless against this kind of resolve. Okay. A man only begins to be a man when he ceases to whine and revile and commences to search for the hidden justice which regulates his life. As in, take some fucking ownership for your life. Quit being a victim. There are no victims in this university. Quit feeling sorry for yourself, right? Quit having shitty identities, which we'll go over in a second. And then uses them as a means to discovering the hidden powers and possibilities within himself. And I put potential, and the Greg Plitt phone call example is, guys, potential is limitless, all right? So if you are having a shitty day, right? The boss is on your ass, your wife is nagging you, you're just a really shitty day, and you get a phone call and it's incredible news, right? You just got a $100,000 whatever dollar promotion, like you're just fucking amazing. All of a sudden you're on cloud nine, right? You're like, yes, oh my gosh, I love life. And then a second later you get another call and it's your mom and she's terminal cancer, she's gonna die tomorrow. And then all of a sudden you're just fucking wrecked. Nothing happened 1 second or the other, right? It's you decide, dude. It's the same person on the New Year's Eve, right? Where they have all this excitement, all this motivation. That's bullshit. That's temporary and fleeting because discipline hasn't set in yet, and they'll go into the new year with all this, raw bullshit. When the reality of it is, you're the same fucking person before that phone call as you are after. Nothing's changed, dude. It's perception. You're the same person December 31st as you are January 1st. Nothing has changed. That potential that's inside of you has always been there. Okay? That's why I say potential is limitless. It's time to unlock it. It's time to escape the rat life. Thought crystallizes into habit, and habit solidifies into circumstance. And this is important. And again, I'm going to push some buttons here. Pronouns. That bullshit, when you see that in people's Instagram bio, he, him, her, they, fucking stupidity. Do you know why they're purporting that? It's called compelled speech. Compelled speech. As in, this is what you can say, this is what you can't say. Do you know the problem? I'm vocalizing this in this university so it inspires you to start fucking thinking for yourself. Not to believe what I believe. It's to start thinking, to start being perspicacious, start observing why they're doing what they're doing. If I can control your speech, I can control your thoughts, right? Because if you are not allowed to say something, or if you have to say something, people don't not say what they think. People have thoughts and they say them. I have a thought and I say it. Very seldom do people have a thought that they never vocalize out loud ever, right? I learned this from Jordan Peterson. If you are not allowed to say something, you will condition yourself to no longer even think that thing, or to question it, whether it's a policy, whether it's a new thing that they're trying to fucking indoctrinate you into. If you are not allowed to say it, or to speak about it, or to talk about it, or to discuss it, if it's a one-sided fucking narrative, you're not allowed, they'll be able to control your thoughts. And if they control your thoughts, they control your actions. Do you understand? I wrote this down. If they can control what you say, you can't say something, they control what you think. And you can't think this thought. They can control how you act. Do you understand? I said, it's manipulation in the guise of morality. And they did that bullshit with COVID. They did that bullshit with Black Lives Matter. They did that bullshit with these pronouns. They're doing that bullshit with the pride shit in the classroom. They're doing that. They keep fucking doing it. And people have such short-term memory, they don't understand how they're being emotionally manipulated, right? All this fear is being propagated. Begin to fucking think for yourself and to stand guardway at the doorway of your mind. Your life fucking depends on it. All right. And this is a quote from the book. If you would protect your body, right, from physical danger, from harm, how fucking slow are you to guard your mind? Which is ever more deadly, man. Ever more. People will do it all the time, dude. They'll defend themselves against an attacker, against a bully, against somebody who's trying to hurt them, right? Physically. But what does way more damage than a fucking bruised elbow, a punch in the face? I was jumped in fucking Brazil. I've been punched. I know what that feels like. It's a stun, right? But do you know how fucking crippling a thought that someone can project into you can be? How deprecating? How, especially if you believe it, if someone projects their insecurity, their fear, their bullshit onto you, and you believe it to be true, like you're less than, like you're stupid, like you're ugly, like you're just whatever follows, you are. These motherfuckers are so irresponsible with their speech, they have no fucking idea how powerful it is or how detrimental it is to the other person. And I put, punishments are things that we give to ourselves for someone else's mistake. As in, people walk around, dude, with such animosity, right? Such anger, such sadness, such bitterness, such envy, jealousy, corruption in their hearts. They're planting all of these shitty thoughts, these shitty seeds, dude. What do you think their life is as a result? We punish ourselves. All those negative emotions are punishments we give to ourselves for someone else's mistake, right? Stop inviting toxicity into your fucking garden, dude. Let go. Stop harboring bitterness and animosity and resentment towards somebody else, man. Let go, right? Invite happiness, invite love, invite gratitude, shift your focus. Start beginning to take control of your thoughts. Stop being influenced, dude, by other people, by social media, by bullshit. Begin to think for yourself and to stand guardway at the doorway of your mind. And I put this, and this is from the book, to put away aimlessness and weakness and to begin to think with purpose, right? Think with fucking purpose, guys. Is to enter the ranks of those strong ones who only recognize failure as one of the pathways to attainment, who make all conditions serve them, and who think strongly, attempt fearlessly, and accomplish masterfully. And that is the fucking mantra of Ratlife, is anyone can escape. It starts with belief and the courage to pursue. That's Ratlife, dude. We're all gonna make it. It's the same thing, man. If you begin to believe, right? Believe in your purpose, believe in your cause, believe in your why, your dream, your ambition, why you're fucking here, man. If you're able to begin to harbor some fucking belief for yourself, just you, and you can harbor the courage to pursue, which that doesn't mean it's in the absence of fear. If you weren't fucking terrified, there's no heroism, there's no courageousness. Courage is in the presence of fear. It means you're fucking terrified, but you're gonna fucking do it anyway. Absent fear of rejection from that woman, absent fear of humiliation from your peers, right? Or of looking less than, or of looking stupid, or of looking behind, or fear of failing because of what some other motherfucker thinks, right? If you can begin to harbor courage to pursue, as in, I have one life. I would rather be the man in the fucking arena whose face is marred with dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who, if he errs, at least his place will never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat, the fucking critics of life, right? That's Man in the Arena by Theodore Roosevelt. I would rather be in the arena trying, right, than be a fucking critic. A pussy, a coward. Someone who doesn't have the fucking balls to step into the arena to take any action because paralysis by analysis, fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of criticism. Fuck that. Imagine you're at time's end and you have to look at yourself in the fucking mirror, right? And wherever you are, you know in your fucking mind and your heart the potential of who you can be. And now time and opportunity have expired. Imagine having to look at yourself in the mirror, knowing what you could have done, the people you could have reached, who you could have been, the lives you could have saved, the change that you could have made, the impact you could have had on the fucking world, right? Had you had the fucking courage to try. Imagine that. Imagine you never realizing the potential of who you can be because you were too much of a fucking pussy to take any action. How the fuck can you look into your son's eyes and say, I gave up, right? And then how can you ask them to give their all? I don't understand. If you lack the courage to try and lack the courage to believe in yourself and lack the courage to pursue, how the fuck can you ask that of somebody else, right? So that is the Ratlife mantra. The will to do springs from the knowledge that we can do. And that's why I love that I'm leading this pursuit, this endeavor, this noble quest of Ratlife University, is the will to do springs from the knowledge that we can do. It starts with belief. If I can plant this seed into any students of this university, anyone watching these videos, it's possible. You can. We can all make it. Even if it's a fucking lie that you have to tell yourself over and over and over. Like, we're all gonna make it was a lie that I had to tell myself. Eventually you'll fucking believe it. And the day that it becomes, that seed becomes belief, it takes roots. As you think, so you are. And if you believe it's possible, you'll begin to take action to realize that possibility. So, I can't save you, man, but I can plant the seed. It's possible, you can escape, you can make it. Freedom is found within your thoughts. We choose to enslave ourselves, man. And we enslave ourselves with our speech, with what we consume, proximity of unhealthy negative people, with our actions, and with our beliefs, limiting. When we say shit like, I can't blank. So, before I get to the last page, I just want to go over this. Achievement of whatever kind is the crown effort, the diadem of thought. I thought that was so good. He who cherishes a beautiful vision, a lofty ideal in his heart, will one day realize it. As you think, so you are, and so you will become. And I put, conditions are the fruits you reap by the seeds you sow. That's it, man. Your life is where you fucking deserve to be. And we're coming to the end of the lecture, and the seeds that you sow are the thoughts, right? Are the actions, are the people you choose to surround yourself with, the content you choose to consume, the goals you don't write down, right? It's the scrolling, man. It's not going to the gym. It's you eating garbage in your diet. It's putting all of these bullshit seeds, expecting a beautiful harvest, man, right? How are you going to reap a fruitful, beautiful bounty if you keep putting all this garbage into the system? Can't. So, in terms of speech, and this is the end, is all the students in my university, there are a few words that are going to be banned from now on, from today onward, forever from your vocabulary. Let me reiterate that. Let me say it one more time. Any student in my university, the following words are fucking forbidden from your vernacular. I never want to hear it. I don't allow my friends to say this. I don't allow any of these words around me. The T word, I'm T-I-R-E-D. Fucking no. I used to say that shit all the time. And lo and behold, I always was. How weird. Until my brother would say that. He's like, you always say that. You always say that, right? And I remember when I took that graveyard shift at Amazon, if you watched the orientation episode, I would always say that. And I had a coworker finally say, you always say that. Quit saying that. And she was literally lecturing me, as you think, so you are. I didn't know it at the time. And she said, stop saying that. And now, and I've replaced it. Anytime I say that or feel that fucking T word, I say I'm indefatigable. Indefatigable. It means I can't be fatigued. It's not a coincidence that I get up at 2, 3 in the fucking morning every day, because that T word no longer applies to me. Is because I've cured my mind. All that bullshit that other people will tell you that, and this is the horrific irresponsibility of speech, is when someone says you are. Because you have to understand, when you say I am T, you're claiming your identity. People will do fucking anything to realize their identity. If you say I am blank, you will create the circumstances and conditions to prove that to be true. It is very important, very dire, that when any motherfucker ever says you are, you say no. And I've had coworkers, they'll say this, you're T, huh? You're T-I-R-E-D, huh? And I'm like, I have to take a second, and I say, no, I never said that. I'm not. And this isn't defensiveness, this isn't anything, this is, I am not going to choose to embody your shitty identity that you're projecting or attempting to project on me. Go fuck yourself, right? I'm indefatigable. Very important. The T word, fucking ban it from your vocabulary. Your homework assignment. I want you tomorrow, after you watch this video, to count how many fucking times you hear that word. How many times you hear a friend, a family member, yourself say, I'm T. You're gonna be fucking exacerbated at the number. I can't go a single day at work without hearing it. And it's like, that's why everybody has low energy, no passion, no excitement, no enthusiasm. Nobody says, man, I'm indefatigable. Nobody says, dude, I'm full of energy today. Wow. No one fucking talks like that. Everyone talks in this drag, in this omission of excitement, passion, enthusiasm, because of conditioning, because of bullshit, because of shitty identities, right? That they choose to self-hypnosis. It's self-hypnosis when you say I am blank, right? Start to disallow hypnosis that is detrimental to you. Your life is never going to be worse by you saying, I am indefatigable. I am smart. I am strong. I am fucking gorgeous. Your life will never be worse if you go around saying you're the fucking man, dude. Ban the T word from your fucking vernacular. Next, I can't. Banned. Banned. When you say I can't, and I learned this in the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, your mind stops going to work to find a way to do something. Because you, by your belief system, have dictated that you can't do something, so I'm not going to even try. The way you counteract that is you ask, how can I? Then your mind starts going to work. You start getting creative, you start thinking of ideas. Your mind is so fucking powerful in that sense. As you think, so you are. If you say, I can't, you can't. If you say, how can I? Your mind, and the most powerful thing ever, your subconscious mind, will go to work even while you're fucking asleep to try to find answers and solutions to what goal you're trying to achieve. Forbid the T word, forbid I can't. You can. It is possible. Begin to rewire. Do you see? I am, we discussed this. You are, be very careful. If you ever hear a motherfucker say you are, say no, I never said that. Fuck you and your insecurities and your projection and your bullshit, because I've seen it at work. Somebody will say, you're T, huh, to somebody else, and they'll say, I am T. And it's like, ooh, got you. They cast a hex, a curse, boom, you got hexed because you bought into that bullshit. No. My unmatched perspicacity coupled with sheer indefatigability makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. All right? That's a quote from Andrew Tate. It's one of my favorites because that is the quote I had to memorize and tell myself 1,000 fucking times until I believed it. And it's true. I believe I'm a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor. There's no fucking thing somebody else can do that I can't do. There's nothing that somebody else has learned that I can't learn, right? I have that same discipline, consistency, heart, perseverance, work ethic as anyone else, if not greater. So it's all a limiting belief, right? Is if you have perspicacity, right? The ability to perceive. If you're observant, if you're analytical, if you harbor analysis and observation of the fucking world around you, if you begin to question your belief system, all of these things that I'm inviting you guys, and it requires a lot of humility, right? It requires courage. It requires you to say, why do I believe so fervently the things that I believe? Where did I get these beliefs from? Or do they have my best interest at heart, right? So stand guard at the doorway of your mind. Say I am, and never say anything detrimental, because you are what you think you are. As you think, so you are, right? Only say positive things. Let's begin to fucking plant all of these good seeds, dude. All of these seeds of nourishment, of growth, of support, of yes, of possibility, of love, of gratitude, right? Fucking be the gardener of your life. Get the shitty seeds out. Get the shitty thoughts, the shitty identities that you've had, the shitty limiting beliefs, right? It's not gonna fucking happen overnight. But if you begin to prune, if you begin to water, if you begin to take care of your garden, to cut out the fucking weeds and the pests and the disease and the parasites in the form of the content that you consume, your speech, the proximity of the fucking losers you surround yourself with, your actions, your self-belief systems, did I say content? All of it, what you're reading, what you're listening to. Drown out all the noise, dude. Drown out all the bullshit. Surround yourself and immerse yourself with content like this university, dude, of love, of passion, of excitement, of possibility. So, good enough. Banned from your vocabulary. I never want to fucking hear it. You never half-ass a job. It's a quote by Greg Plitt. Do the fucking job right or don't do it at all. That is the same person that has his hand raised on the podium. Same motherfucker, right? If you shortcut it here, if you neglect here, if you're a good and honest person and yet have all of these vices, you will continue to shortchange yourself. You'll continue to self-sabotage your journey. You'll continue to go back to where you fucking mentally, financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, relationally began. Stop it. Stop. Get some help, you know? So, until... And then I think that's it for this university. So that is As a Man Thinketh, Book 1, your actionables, homework. Write down your dream life with absolute specificity. If we don't know where you're trying to get to, right, what your goal, what your target is, how are we going to get there? So I would do all of these things. I'm going to give you the list of actionables. Number 1, quit saying the fucking T word. Ban it, forbid it from your vocabulary. Number 2, I am very important. That is your identity, okay? Only use words that are uplifting. Cut out all the negative bullshit. Number 3, stand guard at the doorway of your mind. Start to look around and observe how many times you hear the fucking T word, how many times people are negative, how much gossip and bullshit you are consuming on a daily fucking basis, obliviously, dude, unaware, right? Cut the weeds out of your garden, dude. Kick these motherfuckers, these losers out of your life. I don't care if they were past friends. I don't care if they're family. Go fuck yourself. It's gonna hurt. It's hard to tell friends or family to fuck off, right? It's hard to stop replying to their messages. But if you do not show absolute resolve and conviction, this is where I'm going, this is my path, you're never gonna fulfill your potential. You're never gonna live your dream life. You're never gonna fucking escape. You're gonna continue to be a fucking slave. You're gonna continue to be a cog in a wheel, man. And that, if that's your prerogative, do it. But if you want that life of betterment, fulfillment, ecstasy, euphoria, man, that kind of love and just that heavenly environment, you have to cut the weeds out of your life, right? You have to change the quality of your thoughts. You have to start writing down your goals, man. You have to start, defining the destination. You have to stop self-sabotaging and start removing the bullshit identities that you carry for yourself, unknowingly perhaps, right? It starts with your speech. It starts with your thoughts. As you think, so you are. So with that, I think I did this book justice. I hope I did. We're all gonna fucking make it. And that is episode 2 of semester 1, which is It Starts With Belief. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Book 1 done. Ratlife University. Okay. We're moving. We're getting some traction. All right. lecture to come, posted Wednesday, and book number 2 next Wednesday. Okay, guys, class dismissed.